Gentlemen, what if I told you that everything you think you know about attracting women is not only wrong, but it's actually pushing them away? What if the truths you've been following your entire life are the exact reasons why you're still single, still getting friend-zoned, or still struggling in your relationships? Today, I'm going to shatter 7 beliefs that 99% of men hold as gospel truth. These aren't just minor mistakes. These are relationship killers that are sabotaging your success with women every single day. And the worst part? You probably don't even realize you're doing them. Value promise. By the end of this video, you'll understand why nice guys finish last, why being yourself doesn't work, and why everything your mother told you about women was dead wrong. I'm going to give you the brutal truth that no one else will tell you, and show you exactly what to do instead. But here's the thing. This isn't going to be comfortable. I'm about to destroy some beliefs you've held your entire life. So if you're not ready for the truth, click away now. But if you want to finally understand how attraction really works, buckle up. What these are set up? These 7 truths have been passed down from generation to generation. Your father believed them, your grandfather believed them, and society keeps reinforcing them. But they're all lies. And until you understand why they backfire, you'll keep making the same mistakes over and over again. The lie? We've been told, let's start with the biggest lie ever told to men. Just be yourself. This sounds so wholesome, so authentic, so right. Your mom told you this. Your friends tell you this. Society tells you this. But here's the brutal truth. If being yourself worked, you wouldn't be watching this video. Think about it logically. If you're not getting the results you want with women, and someone tells you to just be yourself, what they're really saying is, keep doing exactly what's not working. That's insane. Why it backfires? The problem with be yourself is that it assumes your current self is already attractive to women. But what if your current self is needy? What if your current self lacks confidence? What if your current self doesn't know how to create attraction? Women aren't attracted to your authentic self. They're attracted to your best self. The version of you that's confident, successful, interesting, and emotionally strong. That's not who you are naturally. That's who you become through work and growth. The real truth. Here's what actually works. Don't be yourself. Be your best self. Work on becoming the man that women naturally want to be around. Develop confidence. Build success. Create an interesting life. Learn social skills. The most attractive men aren't being authentic. They're being strategic. They've learned what works and what doesn't. They've developed themselves into someone worth being attracted to. Practical application. Stop using being yourself as an excuse for not improving. If you're shy, don't embrace it. Work on becoming more social. If you're out of shape, don't accept it. Hit the gym. If you're boring, don't own it. Develop interesting hobbies and stories. Your authentic self should be constantly evolving into a better version. That's what personal development is about. The romantic fantasy. The second massive lie is that you should treat her like a queen. This sounds so romantic, so chivalrous, so right. Movies, songs, and romance novels all reinforce this idea. But here's the problem. Queens don't chase kings. Queens expect to be served. When you treat a woman like a queen from day one, you're not being romantic. You're being a servant. And servants aren't attractive. They're useful, but they're not desired. Why it backfires? When you put a woman on a pedestal, several things happen. First, you're communicating that she's more valuable than you. Second, you're removing all challenge and mystery from the interaction. Third, you're setting up a dynamic where she expects to be worshipped without giving anything back. Women don't want to be worshipped by men they don't respect, and they can't respect a man who worships them before they've earned it. It's a psychological impossibility. The psychology behind it. Here's what women actually want. They want to feel special to a man they see as valuable. The key word is valuable. If you're treating every woman like a queen, then being treated like a queen by you means nothing. But if you're a high-value man who's selective about who gets your attention and effort, then earning your respect and affection becomes something worth pursuing. What to do instead? Treat her well, but make her earn it. Be kind, but not servile. Be generous, but not desperate. Show interest, but maintain your standards. Let her know that your time, attention, and effort are valuable commodities that she needs to earn. This doesn't mean being mean or disrespectful. It means having standards and boundaries. It means being a prize worth winning, not a servant grateful for scraps of attention. The balance. The goal isn't to treat her badly. It's to treat her appropriately, based on what she brings to your life. Early on, she's a stranger who happens to be attractive. As she proves herself to be kind, interesting, and valuable, you can increase your investment accordingly. The nice guy myth. The third lie that's destroying your dating life is the belief that women want nice guys. This is probably the most damaging myth in modern dating because it's partially true, which makes it even more confusing. Yes, women want men who are kind, respectful, and decent. But they don't want men who are nice at the expense of everything else. They don't want doormats. They don't want pushovers. They don't want men who are nice because they're afraid of conflict. Why nice guys finish last. Here's why nice guys finish last. Being nice without being attractive is just being boring. Being agreeable without being interesting is just being forgettable. Being kind without being confident is just being weak. Women need to feel attraction before they care about how nice you are, and attraction isn't created by niceness. It's created by confidence, mystery, challenge, and emotional strength. The nice guy trap. Most nice guys are nice for the wrong reasons. They're not nice because they're genuinely kind people. They're nice because they think it will get them something. They're nice because they're afraid of rejection. They're nice because they don't know how else to get attention. This is manipulation disguised as kindness, and women can sense it from a mile away. It's not authentic niceness, it's strategic niceness, and it's incredibly unattractive. What women actually want. Women want men who are kind by choice, not by necessity. They want men who could be jerks, but choose not to be. They want men who are nice because they're secure and confident, not because they're desperate and needy. The most attractive men are those who are selectively nice. They're kind to people who deserve it, but they're not afraid to set boundaries with people who don't. The attractive alternative. Instead of being a nice guy, be a good man. Good men have standards. Good men have boundaries. Good men are kind when it's appropriate and firm when it's necessary. Good men don't let people walk all over them in the name of being nice. Be kind, but be strong. Be respectful, but be confident. Be decent, but be interesting. That's the combination that actually attracts women. The communication obsession. The fourth lie that's sabotaging your relationships is the belief that communication solves everything. Modern relationship advice is obsessed with communication. Just talk to her. Express your feelings. Be vulnerable. Share everything. But here's the problem. Over-communication kills attraction. When you're constantly talking about the relationship, constantly expressing your feelings, constantly trying to work things out through conversation, you're not being emotionally intelligent, you're being emotionally needy. Why it backfires. Women don't want to be your therapist. They don't want to constantly analyze the relationship. They don't want to hear about every insecurity, every doubt, every feeling you have. When you over-communicate, you're essentially asking her to manage your emotions for you. You're making her responsible for your emotional state, and that's incredibly unattractive because it positions you as the child and her as the parent. The attraction killer. Constant communication about feelings and the relationship creates several problems. First, it removes mystery and unpredictability. Second, it makes you seem insecure and needy. Third, it turns romantic interactions into therapy sessions. Women want to feel excited about you, not responsible for you. They want to wonder what you're thinking, not have you explain every thought. They want to feel attraction, not obligation. What actually works? Instead of talking about everything, learn to communicate through actions. Instead of expressing every feeling, learn to manage your emotions internally. Instead of constantly checking in about the relationship, focus on creating positive experiences together. The strongest relationships are built on shared experiences, mutual respect, and natural chemistry, not endless conversations about feelings. Strategic communication. This doesn't mean never communicate. It means communicating strategically. Talk about important issues when necessary, but don't turn every interaction into a deep emotional conversation. Save the heavy talks for when they're actually needed. Most of the time, your actions should do the talking. Show her how you feel through your behavior, not through constant verbal reassurance. The complexity myth. The fifth lie that's keeping you confused is the belief that women are complicated, mysterious creatures that are impossible to understand. This is one of the most damaging beliefs because it makes you feel helpless and confused about female behavior. The truth is, women aren't complicated. You just don't understand the rules they're playing by. Once you understand female psychology and what actually drives attraction, women's behavior becomes completely predictable. Why this belief hurts you. When you believe women are complicated, you give up trying to understand them. You throw your hands up and say, "I'll never figure them out." This keeps you in a state of confusion and reactivity instead of understanding and control. You start making excuses for bad behavior. You start overthinking every interaction. You start walking on eggshells because you're afraid of doing something wrong. This is no way to live, and it's certainly no way to attract women. The simple truth. Women are actually very simple once you understand what they're really looking for. They want to feel safe, but not bored. They want security, but also excitement. They want a man who's strong enough to lead, but caring enough to protect. They're attracted to confidence, repelled by neediness, drawn to mystery, and bored by predictability. They want to feel chosen by a man they see as valuable, not settled for by a man who has no other options. Understanding female psychology. Women make decisions based on emotions first, then justify them with logic later. They're attracted to how you make them feel, not what you say or do. They value emotional strength over physical strength. They're drawn to men who have options, but choose them. Once you understand these basic principles, female behavior becomes completely logical and predictable. The practical application. Stop trying to figure out each individual woman like she's a unique puzzle. Instead, learn the universal principles of female attraction and apply them consistently. Focus on becoming the type of man that women are naturally drawn to, rather than trying to decode each woman's specific preferences. When you understand the game, you can play it effectively. When you think there are no rules, you're just stumbling around in the dark. The comforting lie. The sixth lie that's sabotaging your success is the belief that looks don't matter. This is a comforting lie because it means you don't have to work on your physical appearance. It means you can stay out of shape, dress poorly, and have bad hygiene while telling yourself that personality is all that matters. But here's the brutal truth. Looks absolutely matter. They're not everything, but they're definitely something. And if you're not taking care of your physical appearance, you're making dating much harder than it needs to be. The reality check. Physical attraction is the entry fee to the dating game. You don't need to be a male model, but you need to be physically attractive enough to get in the door. After that, personality, confidence, and other factors take over. But if you can't get past the initial physical screening, none of your other qualities matter. Women are visual creatures too. They're attracted to men who take care of themselves, who dress well, who are in good shape, who smell good. This isn't shallow. It's human nature. What you can control. The good news is that most of your physical attractiveness is under your control. You can get in shape. You can dress better. You can improve your grooming. You can fix your posture. You can upgrade your style. You don't need perfect genetics to be physically attractive. You just need to maximize what you have. Most men are walking around at about 30% of their physical potential. Imagine how much more attractive you'd be if you got to 80%. The compound effect. When you improve your physical appearance, several things happen. First, you become more attractive to women. Second, you become more confident because you feel better about yourself. Third, you start carrying yourself differently. Fourth, you get treated better by everyone, not just women. Physical improvement creates a positive feedback loop that improves every area of your life. Beyond just looks. This isn't just about being physically attractive. It's about showing that you have standards for yourself. When you take care of your appearance, you're demonstrating self-respect, discipline, and attention to detail. These are attractive qualities that go beyond just physical appearance. A man who's in shape, well-dressed, and well-groomed is communicating that he values himself and expects others to value him too. That's an attractive mindset. The romantic movie myth. The seventh and final lie that's destroying your dating life is the belief that persistence pays off. Movies and TV shows have convinced men that if they just keep trying, keep pursuing, keep showing up, eventually the woman will come around and realize they're perfect for each other. This is not only wrong, It's actually creepy and potentially dangerous. Persistence in the face of clear disinterest isn't romantic, it's harassment. Why persistence backfires? When a woman isn't interested and you keep pursuing her, several things happen. First, you're demonstrating that you don't respect her boundaries. Second, you're showing that you're desperate and have no other options. Third, you're making her uncomfortable and potentially afraid. None of these things increase attraction. In fact, they kill any chance you might have had. Women want to feel chosen, not hunted. They want to feel safe, not stalked. The scarcity mindset. Persistence usually comes from a scarcity mindset. You think this one woman is your only chance at happiness, so you can't let her go. But this desperation is exactly what makes you unattractive. Women are attracted to men who have options, not men who are clinging to their only perceived chance. When you're persistent with one woman, you're advertising that you don't have other options. What actually works? Instead of persistence, try this. Make your interest clear, give her a chance to respond, and then move on if she's not interested. This shows confidence, respect for boundaries, and abundance mentality. If she's interested, she'll make it easy for you. If she's not interested, no amount of persistence will change that. In fact, the only thing that might change her mind is seeing you move on and become successful with other women. The attractive alternative. The most attractive thing you can do when a woman isn't interested is to gracefully accept it and move on. This shows maturity, confidence, and respect. It also leaves the door open for her to potentially reconsider in the future. But more importantly, it frees you up to find someone who actually wants to be with you. Why waste time trying to convince someone who's not interested when you could be finding someone who is? The uncomfortable truth. Gentlemen, I know this has been uncomfortable. I've just destroyed 7 beliefs that you've probably held your entire life. But here's the thing. These lies have been holding you back. They've been keeping you confused, frustrated, and unsuccessful with women. The truth isn't always comfortable, but it's always liberating. Now that you know what doesn't work, you can focus on what does work. The real rules. Here are the real rules. Don't be yourself. Be your best self. Don't treat her like a queen. Make her earn your respect. Don't be nice. Be good. Don't over-communicate. Let your actions speak. Don't think women are complicated. Learn the simple rules. Don't ignore looks. Maximize your physical potential. Don't be persistent. Be abundant. These aren't games or manipulation tactics. These are the real principles of attraction that actually work in the real world. Your next steps. Your homework is simple. Pick one of these 7 mistakes that you're currently making and commit to changing it this week. Don't try to change everything at once. That's a recipe for failure. Focus on one area and master it before moving to the next. Remember, you're not trying to trick women into liking you. You're trying to become the type of man that women naturally want to be with. That's the difference between manipulation and genuine attraction. Final thoughts. The dating game has rules, whether you know them or not. You can either learn the rules and play effectively, or you can keep stumbling around wondering why nothing works. The choice is yours. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that tells you the truth instead of what you want to hear. And remember, the uncomfortable truth is always better than a comfortable lie.